Heavy Hitters pre-release is about to start this weekend, and we've gathered top tips from the world premiere at Queenstown to help you win your next pre-release event. This set marks the return to 3 classes, and that means we're opening 6 packs for Sealed. Before you play your next pre-release, let's go over the pack layout so you know what to expect in each pack of Heavy Hitters. Hey, it's Man Sant here, and this is going to be the only unscripted portion of the video as we go ahead and crack a pack and talk about how these are actually collated. So the first picks here, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks are always going to be just singleton class cards. So there's never going to be more than 2 of a certain set. We can see in this case, there's 2 warrior, 2 brute, and then the 1 guardian. You'll never have 3 of a certain class in this slot, all right? The next 3 are then dual class cards, and you'll never have 3 of a same split, but you can have 2 of the same split, as we see in this pack. There's the brute, guardian, all right? The next 3 slots are where you can find equipment and generics, and this can be either 2 equipment, 1 generic. It can be 2 generics, 1 equipment, but it should never be 3 generics. It should never be 3 equipment. And then the next slots are rare, where you can find, of course, like that 1 rare slot that's locked as rare, the other one which can be a majestic, but not the expansion slot cards. Don't worry about that. They come in the token slot, right? And then the foil slot, which can be anything but the expansion slot, M's, and the legendaries. Those would come here. So that's what you can expect in a general pack breakdown. The exciting stuff is always at the end, but there are some really good pools that you can comprise of even these commons and rares. So that's what you need to be on lookout as you break down your packs. We've crunched the numbers, and it looks like you'll be able to play any hero with almost any sealed pool. You'll get around 30 to 34 playables in at least every class, but which one should you play? Every successful gladiator has a set of armor to help them defeat their foes. The first thing to look for in any sealed pool is which hero you have equipment for. In particular, the rare specialization headpieces are very powerful for all of the heroes and can pull you in a direction. Rare weapons are also worth taking into consideration, as many of them are very powerful as well. In general, an unconditional block is better than a conditional blade break 2, which is then better than a conditional blade break 1. Now that we have a sense for what we're looking for in our sealed pool, let's dive into all of the heroes to see what they do best. For the brutes, we have the one-armed KO and the reprint of Rhinar. Both heroes play well off of cards that make agility tokens, so let's call those top priority. Agility tokens let you carry over Go Again to the next turn to set up for a massive turn where KO can go 3 wide or Rhinar can go off with 2 or more intimidates. In addition, both heroes have synergy around discard, so cards which will let you choose which cards to discard are very powerful. The main differentiating factor between the 2 heroes is their arms, or lack thereof. Rhinar has access to 2 weapons, allowing him to play 2 Mandible Claws. This means that he can turn resource cards into 3 Go Again when you discard 6 power attacks on your turn. While this doesn't come up as often in Sealed, if you do have at least 10 6-power attacks, it might be worth looking at playing Rhinar. Rhinar can kill the opponent out of nowhere with his hero power if you combine it with another Intimidate effect. You often don't need to be winning trades as long as you can get your opponent down to around 8 or 9 life. An example of something very powerful Rhinar can do is lead off with Trade In from Arsenal, discarding a 6-power attack to draw a card, attacking with Mandible Claw twice with Go Again, and ending on a pack hunt to intimidate the last card from the opponent's hand. KO's hero power increases the power on all of your attacks while not on the combat chain. This means that your 5-power attacks are effectively 6-power attacks when they're in your hand or on top of your deck for a clash. This is especially powerful with the wind-up cards, as they allow you to discard the blue versions to create a might token from KO's second ability as well. Cards that randomly draw and discard cards are particularly strong since discarding 5s now counts as 6s. KO will often end up being the more consistently powerful brute in most sealed pools. An example of a powerful KO turn is to discard Agile Windup to generate an agility and a might token, swinging with Mandible Claws with Go Again and ending on a 3-cost attack, arsenaling Bare Fangs. The next turn, you can start with Bare Fangs, discarding a 6-power attack, and then follow with Mandible Claws into another big attack. Alternating between a big turn and an even bigger turn is what KO is best at, and you can find yourself overwhelming your opponents if you chain them together. The two warriors in the set are Kasai and Olympia. Both of them aim to make blocking tough for your opponent, especially with attacks. Attack reactions are difficult to deal with since only instants can respond during the reaction phase, and they're actually all locked at rare. Warriors also have a suite of non-attack actions that incentivize your opponents to block your weapons with Wager. Keep an eye out for the rare weapons. Both of these weapons are especially powerful and sealed, so they are good reasons to play Warrior. Kasai's hero ability lets her swords attack for free after drawing a card. She can convert a gold token into a 0 card, attack for 2 or 4 with Go Again. She also combines well with cards that draw. These cards have a very high value proposition, but play best off of smaller hands, so you'll want to be blocking quite a bit with her. When you create an agility token, these turns get quite a bit stronger, so be on the lookout for cards that can set this up ahead of time. An example of a good Kasai turn involves blocking with 2 cards, playing a draw swords, and activating flat trackers to create an agility. You can then attack for 5, and arsenal the card that you've drawn to set up for a following big turn, especially off the back of that agility token. Olympia's hero power earns you a gold when you win a wager. Non-attack actions that buff your sword attack and add wager are his bread and butter. This means that you'll often want to be playing larger hands since you want to have an attack reaction to back these up. Once you've generated gold, you can convert these into payoffs with the rising cards, which have additional effects when you've drawn an extra card off that gold token. Olympia is harder to pull off in sealed, but if you have a good mix of attack reactions and wagers, then you might want to check him out. Example of a powerful play with Olympia would be edge ahead into a weapon swing with a vigorous engagement backing it up. If the opponent lets you hit with the attack, then you create a gold token and an agility token and save that attack react for the next turn. If they choose to block with an attack action card, then you can really punish with the attack reaction to generate a gold, an agility, and a vigor for the next turn. Guardians have traditionally been a defensive class, but in heavy hitters they're bringing the pain. One major difference from Guardian gameplay in this set compared to previous ones is that the token weapon doesn't attack for 4. In addition, you often will have to play many 2 blocks in your deck, so you cannot fall back on just swinging weapon. Both Victor and Betsy want to take advantage of these high power attacks, although in different ways. Betsy is the gambling queen of the deathmatch. She gets big payoffs for wagering attacks as her hero power allows you to pay 2 resources to give an attack +1 and overpower. Overpower is very strong against Brute and Guardian, but warriors can block with extra reactions if they have them. The best cards to set this up are 3-cost auras that buff your next attack and give it wager. Since you want to pay resources for Betsy's hero power, 3 to 4 cost attacks are going to be stronger than the more expensive ones. The 3 for 7 wage attacks are especially good because they turn on Betsy's hero ability without needing to set up an aura first. Betsy's most powerful turns involve reading your opponent. Most decks cannot use all of their cards without an agility token, so you want to take advantage of those moments to play out your auras. You can then follow up by giving an attack overpower with an on-hit effect to boot. You don't need too many of these turns, and realistically attacking with 2 big overpower attacks can put your opponent on the back foot the entire game. Victor Goldmane attempts to accrue value and efficiency by winning clashes and making gold. Victor plays a high-risk, high-reward game, and the difference between winning and losing a clash can determine the entire outcome of the game. Victor's best cards will generate gold tokens and draw a card. Even drawing just 1 extra card can actually flip the entire tide of a tight, limited game. Many of Victor's cards are high rarity, but if you do open them, they can absolutely outpace the competition. An example of a powerful turn with Victor is blocking with Golden Glare and 2 yellow cards on an opponent's large attack, generating a gold and drawing a card. The gold will help you win future clashes, and with the cards left, you can likely return an attack and still arsenal a card. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully the tips will help you in your next events. Subscribe and stay tuned for more content to help you level up your Flesh and Blood game. Stay healthy, keep gaming.